Okay, so in this video we're going to have a look at an exam question involving applied arithmetic. So that's wages, taxes, USC, and so on. So Mairead has a gross annual salary of 72,500. She pays income tax. Okay. And then we have a rate of 40% on the remainder. She has an annual tax credit of 1875. How much income tax does she pay for the year? So first thing we'll do, she's gone past the 42,000, so we'll get 20% of that. So it'll be 42,000 by 0.20. Then the next part, it's 40% on the remainder. So that gives us 72,500 minus 42,000, which is the remainder. She pays 40% on that. Okay, so we'll work out those two rates. 42,000 by 0.2 will give us 8,400. And then we have 72,500 minus 42,000 by 0.4 will give 12,200. So we add those two together to get our gross tax. Of 20,600, and then subtract the tax credit because that's tax she doesn't have to pay, and we get 18,725. Okay, so there's her income tax that she pays for the year, and that's part A answered for 10 marks. So pretty straightforward, 10 marks. Then part B, so USC is payable. So they tell us if your income is 13,000 or less, you pay no USC. This won't apply to her, so we can ignore that. And they give us the rates. So Mairead is earning 72,500, so she'll be in 0.5%. She'll be there 4%, and she'll also pay 8% on a small percentage of her wage. Okay. So what happens here is the first 12,012, she's going to pay 0.5%, so just always convert that to a decimal. Then she's going to pay 2% on this section here, so it'd be 25,760 minus 2,12012.01. She'll pay 2% on that amount. Then she pays 4% on this, so that's 70,044 minus 25,760.01, and she'll pay 8% on the balance, so she gets 72,500 minus the 70,044.01. Okay, so I'll calculate each of those. So that gives €60 and 6 cents. Gives 274.9598. Again, don't round until the end. Then it's 70,044 minus 25,760.01 by 0.04 will be 1771.3596. The last section. Would be 196.4792. So we add those four figures together. Okay, so we have 60.06 plus 274.9598 plus 1771.3596 plus 196.4792, which will give 2302.8586. And because it's money, then 2 decimal places, so 2302.86. Okay, so that's part B answered for 10 marks. And part C, she also pays PRSI at a rate of 4% of her gross salary. What's her net annual income after the tax, USC and PRSI have been paid? So her gross salary is the 72,500. And we just need to calculate the PRSI. So that's 2,900. So we have tax, we have USC, PRSI. We know that's 2,900. The USC was 2302.86, and from part A the tax was 18,725. So if we add those three together, we get 23,927.86, and we subtract that then from her gross wage. Okay, so there's her net wage at the end with all the deductions factored in. Okay, so that's that question answered for 30 marks, and that's us done.